What if I told you that the apocalypse is not the end of the world, but the end of an inner world? How many times have you felt that everything around you seemed to collapse, as if reality was undoing itself, fragmenting, as if the universe was forcing you to awaken? Know this: the true apocalypse is not an external event, not a divine punishment, nor a spectacle of destruction. It is an initiatory code, a cosmic metaphor about the awakening of consciousness. Imagine for a moment that all you believe to be, all you see as real, is just a projection, a hologram, constructed by your mind. The word apocalypse carries a weight, almost an ancestral fear. But that fear is fed by a distorted interpretation, programmed by the collective unconscious. Its true meaning comes from ancient Greek, apokalypsis, which means revelation, unveiling, the removal of the veil of illusion. We are not talking about meteors, nor tsunamis, nor an angry god, but something much deeper and much more personal. We speak of the collapse of what you believed to be truth. It is the end, yes, but the end of the deluded ego. The end of bought truths that kept you asleep. It is when the mask of dense reality finally falls. What once seemed solid now reveals itself as fluid, mutable, impermanent. The veil is torn, and the seeker who once walked like a sleepwalker in their own life suddenly is confronted with the invisible. The revelation is like a ray of light invading a dark room. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. Is it painful? Often. Because light, when it meets shadow, does not ask for permission. It explodes. It illuminates. It exposes. This is the true apocalypse. Not a global event, but an internal implosion, a struggle between old mental programs desperately trying to keep you in your comfort zone. And the call, the silent scream of your soul, pushing you to a new state of consciousness. And now you have a choice: to keep clinging to the ruins of the old self, or to embrace the unknown and cross the threshold to your rebirth. Now that the veil has been torn and illusions begin to crumble, the seeker enters a new phase of the journey. A phase where internal forces begin to move, as if something or someone was riding straight into your psyche. The ancients called these forces the four horsemen of the apocalypse, but the mistake is to imagine these horsemen as external entities terrifying the world. The truth is much more intimate, much deeper, and infinitely more transformative. These horsemen are archetypes, parts of you that you tried to bury, hide, but now they emerge without asking permission. The first horseman, the white horse, he arrives with the promise of victory, conquest, power. He is the initial impulse, that fire that makes you want to change the world, dominate, control. But beware, this horseman carries the subtle trap of the spiritualized ego, vanity disguised as enlightenment. He gives you the sword, but the choice of how to use it is yours. The second horseman, the red horse, he is the emotional fire, the war that explodes inside you. Internal arguments, conflicts with people around you, disproportionate reactions, silent screams that echo in your own mind. This horseman teaches you that before conquering peace in the world, you need to win the battles within your own heart. The third horseman, the black horse, he brings the weight, scarcity, doubt, the feeling that nothing is enough. It is when you start to measure, judge, compare, demand from yourself and from others. Here, the seeker is confronted with the cruelest mirror, that of your own inner lack. It is the moment to learn that true abundance does not come from outside, but from internal alignment with your creative source. The fourth horseman, the pale horse, he is the most feared because he represents death, but not physical death, but the death of the old self. That you who no longer serves, who no longer vibrates with your new frequency. It is time to let go, without resistance, all that is no longer you. Relationships, beliefs, habits, and even old versions of your identity. Each horseman is a door, an initiation, a test. They do not come to destroy you. They come to reveal you. Because only after crossing each of these portals, you will be able to recognize the true self that is beyond war, beyond loss, beyond fear, beyond death. And it is there that the next sign begins to echo, not outside, but within you, like the sound of an invisible trumpet calling for the next level of the journey. And when the seeker manages to cross the portals of the horseman, something happens. The vibrational field around changes. The silence becomes an invitation. And then arises the sound. 7 trumpets, 7 shockwaves, 7 keys that unlock the deepest portals of consciousness. But understand, these trumpets are not made of metal. They do not echo in squares, nor in the skies. They resonate within you. They are vibrations that awaken each one of your energy centers. The first trumpet, the call of the root, the beginning of inner security, the moment when fear looks you in the eyes and you decide to stand firm. It is the awakening of your instinctive strength, your connection to the earth, to the here and now. The second trumpet, the center of emotions, the plexus of water, movement, sensuality, creativity. Here, old emotional wounds rise to the surface. Everything that was repressed now wants to be heard. The third trumpet, the solar plexus, your will, your personal power. It is when you look at your own limits and question them. The voice of your soul begins to scream, asking for expression, asking for protagonism in your own story. The fourth trumpet, the heart, the center that connects heaven and earth, mind and soul, giving and receiving. Here, life tests you, puts before you the forgiveness you avoided, the self-love you never cultivated. The fifth trumpet, the throat center. It is time to speak, to express your authentic voice. Internal lies, silences that made you sick. All of this now needs to come out. The sixth trumpet, The third eye, the vision beyond vision. Here, masks fall even deeper. Old perceptions collapse. What was right now seems limited. What was safe now feels like a prison. Intuitions, vivid dreams, strange synchronicities begin to intensify. The seventh trumpet, the crown chakra, the final connection with the source. Here, there is no more question, no searching, no resistance. The ego dissolves, and the seeker remembers who they always were. Each trumpet is a vibrational alert, pushing you out of illusion and into true awakening. And when the seventh trumpet sounds, the field is prepared. The internal stage is clear, ready to receive the new consciousness. And it is at this moment that the highest symbol arises of reconstruction, of spiritual rebirth. The new Jerusalem that is not in heaven nor on earth, but within you. After the inner storm, after the horsemen, the trumpets, and the collapse of all that was not you, there emerges silence, but not an empty silence. It is a silence full, filled with a new presence, a new vibration, a new consciousness, and then reveals itself, the new Jerusalem. But do not be mistaken. This city does not exist on any geographical map. It belongs to no nation, nor any linear time. The New Jerusalem is a sacred metaphor, a spiritual code that represents the highest state of human consciousness. It is the symbol of the purified mind, the soul aligned with its divine origin. Its 12 gates represent the 12 aspects of awakened consciousness, the 12 archetypes, the 12 great lessons that each seeker needs to integrate. Each stone, each wall, each detail described in the visions are symbolic keys pointing to an inner truth. The streets of gold, they are the fluidity of a walk, free from guilt, fear, and attachment. The crystal river is the vital energy flowing in you without blocks, without resistance. The tree of life at the center is the symbol of the union between earth and heaven, between matter and spirit, between human and divine. In the New Jerusalem, there is no physical temple, because the temple now is you. Every cell of your body, every thought, every emotion vibrating in harmony with the all. Here, duality ends. There is no more separation between light and shadow. Everything is integrated. Everything is one. The ego no longer rules. It only serves as a tool of the soul. The Christ consciousness state is not a privilege of a few. It is the destiny of all who have the courage to cross their own inner abysses. This is the true apocalypse, the end of illusion, and the beginning of a new reality. The New Jerusalem is not the price. It is the birth of your highest version. So now, when you hear about the apocalypse, remember, it is already happening inside you. Every loss, every pain, every collapse is creation's call for your transformation. Symbolic death is the beginning of true life. The seeker who understands the symbols does not fear the end, because they know the end is only the beginning. If this message resonated with your soul, share this video with other seekers. Leave your comment with one word: rebirth. And together, we will continue awakening consciousness.